Hello, Internet. This is Jacob with Jacob Reviews Things, and if you couldn't tell by the knife, we're going to review a knife today. Specifically, the Perrin Kiridashi, or as I like to call it, the Ultimate Prison Shank, because that is what this little this little thing is. It is just a very fancy French prison shank, and it is hilarious, and I love it. And it's just it is just awesome. Now, for those of you who aren't familiar with Fred Perrin or his designs, he is some kind of French ex special forces and a martial arts champion in stick fighting, I believe. I think he also has a lot of other martial arts experience, so he definitely knows his stuff. He when it comes to combat and martial arts and how to handle things, and he's a knife maker. So yeah, just a cool dude. And a lot of his knives are inspired by traditional European designs, which have instead of a guard, they have a finger choil here that kind of just locks your front finger in, so that way it doesn't slide up over the blade. And when I first heard about that, I didn't buy into it, and that's why I bought one of his knives because I was like, okay, I want to see if this actually works. And it turns out it does, even on a knife this tiny with no jimping, very smooth. Well, it's not. I mean, it's not like butter, but it's definitely not a grippy surface. This is just plain like I don't know, polished metal. So yeah, you can definitely slide back and forth on this knife if this choil wasn't there because it locks that index finger in very, very nicely. And then you can stab, you can slice, do whatever you need to do with this knife. But yeah, so the choil works. It's very grippy, even on a knife that's like barely longer than the palm of someone's hand. So yeah, his the choil definitely works. It also comes with this nice little sheath. I, yeah, and this is definitely, I think it's meant to be a neck knife originally, which, I mean, you can put this knife just about anywhere. Your pocket, it would probably fit in a sock, honestly, if you really wanted to do something like that, because it is small. I mean, you can see on the ruler, it's not even 4 inches, but it will pack a punch. It is very sharp. It's chisel ground too, so it'll just punch into whatever you stab it into. And it's got this Tonto inspired design. So yeah, whatever you stab with that, it's going into. Granted, it's not going to go in very far, probably about to here at the most if you really focus up camera. There you go. If you really, really went for it, you could probably get it up to there, which is about an inch. So yeah, nothing. You're not buying a sword here. This is easy. In fact, you're buying barely a knife. This is the smallest knife I own. And I don't mean barely a knife as in this is a bad knife. I mean it's so dang tiny. Like this is smaller than a CRKT minimalist. If I still had a minimalist, I would compare the two, but I don't, unfortunately. So yeah, if you're looking for a very concealable self-defense knife, this is definitely an option because like I said, you can it's so tiny, it'll go just about anywhere. And once you pull it out, it's just locked in, and you can just go for it, do whatever you need to do. So yeah, if running away from your attacker didn't work, and you absolutely have to, this isn't a bad option. But again, it is a 1 inch blade that's basically a prison shank. So again, you're not getting a sword, you're not getting anything like that. So yeah, do with that information what you will. EDC wise, I mean, you could use it for that. It's chisel ground, so it's not the greatest EDC ever, in my opinion. I'm not a big fan of chisel grinds for EDC, but it still works. It came very sharp, so that was nice. You can definitely cut with it. You can, if you need to do EDC stuff, go for it. But again, the size of this knife kind of gets in the way of that for me, at least. Just yeah, I mean, you choke like, oh yeah, I'm gonna choke up. Oh, there it is. Oh, I'm gonna slide forward. Oh, damn, I stabbed myself. Like that's how small this knife is. But yeah, would still recommend. It's well made. I don't remember what steel it is. It's something I'm not familiar with, but it has yet to chip or anything. So I've definitely dropped it on concrete accidentally a few times because I suck and you can't tell. So yeah, I mean, good knife, good maker. It's just a fun little knife to have. I personally don't feel the need to own it for self-defense. I just got it as a novelty, and I'm glad I got it. So do with this information what you will, and have a good day.